Alright guys, so we're going over arm lock escape this week. So first things first, I want to be very proactive as far as being very careful with how I lock up my arm and when I do it. So the idea is before he gets the leg over, to trap my own arm with my bicep and forearm and put my hand on my head like this. That's going to have the effect of locking my arm and giving me some time to actually start doing something. So this is the way it looks. Go put the leg over like this. Now watch. Here. Now look what I'm doing with my leg now. My heel toe, heel toe, heel toe, heel toe. Here. And then we're just going to go for a simple straight choke. Alright, now, so step one, guys. Right at this point, right before he throws the leg over the head, actually turn 90 degrees. Good. Alright, and actually get all your weight on top of me. Right around bar. Lean towards me. Good. So at this point right here, now I gotta go. No time. Step one, lock your bicep, hand on the head. He puts the leg over. Step two, I'm going to cup his leg. So my hand turns around and I'm cupping his leg. See, just like this. I cup the back of his thigh. Next step, step three, watch my legs. I got to get momentum. So I start going up, to the right, back up, and then really good back to the right. Pulls them over. Now, next step, check this out. Watch my knee. I have to get my knee by his head. My knee right to his ear. It's very important so that he can't spin underneath me. And I want to put my leg, my knee underneath his hips here. And I'm going to walk heel toe, and it's like a car jack. He keeps jacking his hips up like this. I'm trying to take his knees and drive it to his face. All right, as much as possible. So I do the car jack, heel toe, and now I can start to slowly work my elbow out. What I don't do is I don't just pull it all at once, because just in case he's really strong and he's able to crank it, I kind of like pull out a little bit, test it, and then when I feel like it's pretty free or my elbow starts going over his thigh, I rip it out. Now, step four, hand is going to go to his back here. If he has a belt, grab the belt, or just hand on the back, and we're going to roll him over his shoulder and take his back. So, roll him over the shoulder, and then follow him, and then seatbelt. Hard seatbelt right there. Now, next step we're going to do is we're going to drive our knee through his ribs in order to take his back. Turn 90 degrees. So we're here, look. So watch my knee. It's going to go through in order to take his back. And then my legs go over and then lock. All right? From that position, what we're going to do is we're going to go for a little, a little straight choke just from here. Bring the hand out. This hand is going to go underneath his chin. It's going to get to the side. And then we're going to go palm to palm, straight. Just like this, straight back for the tap out right there. Now, common mistakes I want you to avoid. Number one, if you do this too late, it's going to stink, right? You have to make sure it's done now. Go ahead. Now, second thing. As far as gaining momentum, you want to make sure that you're really doing this like very powerfully. It's not just like right and left. Now I'm going right, up, and then I really go back to the right. If I leave my left knee away from his head, or even step up with this leg, what happens is they start reaching underneath that leg, all right? And then there's a problem. He can collapse me, he can spin underneath me. So you got to make sure that knee's down, and it's right by his ear so he doesn't have room. And then lastly, a lot of times people take the right leg and they'll put it like above the guy's butt, all right? That's counteractive. Make sure it's below his hips, and you start carjacking him up, heel toe, because the more he starts getting like stacked, it's gonna be easier to slowly pull the arm out here. And then last, belt, roll over the shoulder. So if you're on the bottom, don't roll over your neck. Choose a side and make sure you roll over the shoulder. Person on top, you want to roll him over towards the side that you have the hand on the thigh here. So I'm going to roll him this way, like this. over the shoulder. And then I want to make sure I follow. Put that seatbelt on, drive the knee inside, legs, feet together. Make sure you never cross your feet like this. It may feel like it's solid, but step your leg over. He can step his legs over, tap, triangle his legs, and break my feet. So make sure your feet are just together, heels together, right? And then we get underneath his chin. We're gonna make sure to anchor our hand on his scapula. So if I can just reach back to the scapula here, and then I'm gonna go palm to palm, straight choke, just like that. All right, guys, so we just rolled our partner over to this position. Last time we opted to take the back and go for the, just like a straight choke. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go for a collar choke. And so, this is how it's gonna look. It's really subtle, just like this. All right, and then it's just really quick tap out. So, step one is gonna be, I'm gonna go under his armpit here. And see that with every choke, you have like a choking side and a non-choking side. The choking side is the one that's actually gonna be doing the choking. It's free, nothing's impeding it. Like, it's not grabbed by his hands, it's not under his armpit. The non-choking side is the one gonna be that's under the armpit. And a lot of times with gi chokes, the non-choking side is the one that does the majority of the work. So all that's gonna happen here is I have my seatbelt grip and my non-choking side is gonna start reaching in his collar and opening it up. It's gonna open it up, and then my choking side is gonna reach deep underneath, and my non-choking side is gonna pull out the slack. And I make my grip. I want it to be a very good, strong grip. My wrist should be straight. Now, step two is my free hand is gonna go reach around and grab his pant leg right here. There's a lot of different grips you guys are gonna be learning later on. Inside grip, just grabbing the ankle, stuff like that. But for right now, I just want you to come and grab the pants. Step three, I need to get my hip in front of his shoulder. I'm gonna let go of the grip right now just so you can see what I mean. When I step forward for step three, I wanna put my hip here, like in front of his shoulder, like just like this. It's blocking his shoulder. And then step four, I'm taking a big step like this, all the way around. And that's gonna finish the choke. Now, so step one, I go reach in and I grab a good deep grip. Step two, I'm gonna grab his pants leg. Step three, I'm gonna take a big step in front and I'm gonna beat his shoulder with my hip. Here, step four, I go around and he starts going out. Now, the common mistakes that I see with this, sometimes like if your grip isn't deep enough, if it's really shallow, it's not gonna work. Or even if you have your grip deep, but you forget to grab the pants, he just keeps circling. Let's just circle the other way. Yeah, we just keep doing this kind of thing because I never grabbed the pants and stopped him from turning. So it's very important that I go and I grab the pants. So step two, grab the pants. Step three, the mistake here is a lot of times people, they come, they step and they're like this. But you see how the shoulders, it's still in front of me. I gotta get that shoulder over here. So make sure that you're beating his shoulder with your hip when you do that. 1, 2, 3. So now I'm really in front. 4, and then he's done by the time I turn over. We're gonna take a little different path at the end of the arm lock escape now. So we're still gonna do the same thing for step one. Go ahead. Right, we're catching the leg. We're making our L to gain our momentum. We're driving like this so that we have our knee by his head. We're putting our knee below his hip and carjacking it with the heel toe, heel toe, heel toe, bringing the knees to his face. And then we're testing our elbow. Okay, we're clear, pull it out. But now, we're gonna say that maybe we were trying to lift the guy and he's got really heavy hips. He's not letting us do that. So instead of insisting on lifting him again, what we're gonna do is we're just gonna spin him, just like this. So this hand that's on the hip, this hand that would on the knee rather, this hand that would normally be behind the back is gonna go over to his hip on the other side. And I'm just gonna scoop myself out of the way and pull him towards me. And then just drive the knee on the belly right here. So if he's gonna be difficult with, letting us take his back, we're just gonna spin him and we're just gonna go knee on the belly position. But now, for the sake of the exercise, what's gonna happen now is we're gonna get up and we're gonna allow him to recover his guard and put his feet on my hip, just like this. Now, once I'm here and I have his feet on my hip, I'm gonna make grips on his pants, just like this, all right? I make my grips right by his knees, right below the knees on the inside, and I grab the fingers here and I turn it up like that. So now, I'm gonna do action, reaction. Action is I'm gonna push into him. Reaction is when he pushes back. and I pin his legs to the ground, all right? So I'm here, action, I push in, reaction, he pushes me back, I pin it to the ground, and I'm just gonna walk and land my shoulder right in the middle of his chest here, or his stomach. And as soon as I get there, I cut my hip and lock my side control position, making sure that one hand goes underneath the head and the other hand goes underneath his arm, just like this. In the beginning, I want hip-to-hip contact and a kind of V configuration with your legs, okay? So, again, let me get the arm lock. All right, so step one, lock. Step two, get my momentum, right? He comes, I get my knee by the head, carjacking behind, heel toe, heel toe, heel toe. I start testing that elbow, I pull it out. I try to lift, it's too difficult, so instead of lifting, next step, we'll call it step two. I'm gonna spin, move myself out of the way, spin him, knee on the belly, just like this. Step three, I'm gonna let him get his feet on my hips. I'm gonna make my grip behind the knee, below the knees, inside. Step four, drive in. Step five, he pushes back, drive the knees to the ground. Gotta have good weight on it. And get to the side, land, heavy shoulder, right in the sternum, just like this. And then get under the head and under the arm. Hip to hip contact, just like that. Now, common mistakes with this position, let me just go from this, roll you back like this. Common mistakes are when you're here, and let's say that we've just pulled the arm out and we're lifting, sometimes people push the guy away, all right? You know, you gotta see what's comfortable for you, but I always pull the guy at this particular point. I feel like it works a lot better. You're just gonna spin him right towards you. So make sure you just pull, spin, and make sure you pull yourself out of the way, because if I just go like this, I'm pulling him into me. I gotta get this knee out of the way, spin, and then I drop the knee. So all I'm doing is lifting the knee, spinning, and then dropping the knee, right back on the knee on the belly position. I'm gonna let up, he gets the feet on the hips, make my grips immediately, right below the knee, elbows in, action, reaction, he pushes, drop those knees, all the weight on those knees. All right, then let's get to the side. Common mistake is if you see people coming over, it's not gonna work. Come to the side, drop, get your side control positioning. All right, guys.